Today is International Missing Children's Day, a day commemorated since 1983 in the US and annually since 2001 across the world to commemorate missing children and generate awareness about the kidnappings of children. May 25th marks the date 6-year-old Ethan Platz disappeared in 1979 while on his way to school in New York. Since then, the day is commemorated across the world. 25th of May. In Kenya, shocking statistics released today about cases of missing children brings to the fore issues about finding children once they are reported lost in this country. Between July 2022 and May 2023, 6,841 children were reported missing. Although 1,296 were found, that number is still too high. At the event held in Nairobi today, there were pictures. Pictures of children who were lost and not yet found. Parents walking around with pictures of their missing children, or even caregivers who had come with children who were looking for their parents. The fewer numbers were of happy parents who had been reunited with their babies. Among them is the family of 80-year-old Isaac Muturi, reported missing in November last year in Nairobi. Isaac was found a couple of days after Citizen Television aired his story this week. His father, Devi Washira, having looked for him everywhere, all alone on his boda. Another real family is that of Lawrence Ochieng, who disappeared in February this year. Ochieng was found hours after his story was aired on our news bulletin this past Sunday. Now, these incidents expose the gaps in the administrative framework of handling missing children in this country. It took television reports for those two children to be found. Surprisingly, they were both found in children's homes not far from where they lived. It raises questions about what the Department of Children's Services and the police are actually doing to find missing children. For instance, what is the follow-up when a child is reported missing, other than the OB number being issued? What is emerging is a lack of consolidation of data between the various police stations and the Department of Children's Services. For instance, a parent will report a missing child in 5 different police stations. There is no linkage between these stations to show that a report has already been filed in another station. Largely, we see families going at this alone, desperately putting up posters, going from one police station to another, a hospital to another one, and even mortuaries, hoping to find their children. The cycle of care is usually very small, probably the parents or blood relatives, and that's it. As a newsroom, we receive a lot of appeals, relatives hoping that because this has worked for someone else in the past, maybe this time when the story is aired, they will find their child. NGOs like Missing Child Kenya work to trace missing children while helping their families cope with this difficult situation, keeping the memories of these children alive. A parent's greatest fear is that their child will be forgotten. Reminds me of the case of Madeleine McCann, a British child who disappeared in 2007 in Portugal when she was just 3 years old. 16 years later, authorities are still looking for this missing child. They have not forgotten her, neither have they given up. Do they simply just care more for children? That is my memo.